Okay, so let's compare those two knives. Let's start with the specs. As you see, those knives are very similar in size, okay, and very similar in all their parts, size and everything. Specs, so we have here 4max, cold steel 4max, open 25.4 millimeters, 25 centimeters and 4 millimeters open. Closed, it's 15 centimeters and 2 millimeters. Blade is 10 centimeters and 5 millimeters. Thickness is 4.5 millimeters. Andrew Demko's 4max custom open is 25 centimeters and 7 millimeters. Closed, it's 15 centimeters and 5 millimeters. Blade, same as the cold steel 4max, 10 centimeters and 5 millimeters. Thickness 4.7 millimeters. Materials, fit and finish. Materials, the cold steel 4max, great materials, smooth G10, stainless hardware, if I remember correct, titanium thin liners, stainless thread lock, the screw, all the hardware, I think, except of the liners and the pocket clip, are from stainless steel. Correct me if I'm wrong, okay, but this is what I remember. Blade steel, CPM 20 CV, very steel with high edge retention. I think it's around the 60 Rockwell. This costume, Andrew Demko's 4max. So we have carbon fiber scales, very thick titanium liners, stainless hardware. I think the backspacer is also from titanium. I don't know. I think I will check it with a magnet later. The pocket clip is also from titanium. The steel is from Bowler M390. The M390 and the CPM 20 CV, for most people, not metallurgists, but most people, are relatively similar. Okay, stainless steel with high edge retention capabilities. Same blades. Now let's compare those two knives. Okay, now this one represents it's supposed to represent a Demko custom, but Demko custom can come in a lot of variation. It can come in convex edge, in flat edge. So let it sit in the back of your head, okay? Just remember that, okay? When I compare it. So fit and finish. The fit and finish in the cold steel 4max is great. You see everything is in place. No blade play. No weird angles of parts that moving or something defects that sometimes you find in other knives. I saw reviews that some knives had some issues, but I tend to not. I don't care about those issues because they're easy to handle. And what's more important to me is how the knife works and the design of the edge geometry and the heat treat. So I don't mind too much for if there is a small easy to fix small defect. But built, construction, how this knife is built and how they put it into the field, how they assemble it, I think it's very good. I'm very impressed with how they made their knife, and everything is look in place, in line. See, everything is okay. It's a big knife. Andrew Demko's custom knives. Now Andrew Demko's custom knives, as you can see, everything also is assembled very good. Everything is tight, but sometimes you see those places where there is small imperfections, like this and like this. Sorry, like this. Now as a user, I don't care about it. I really don't. But if you're looking for something, if you look perfect knife or something that is like a work of art, and you want that everything will be in line, and the fit and finish will be 99.9999% on the better part. So you might take a good look on Demko knives. Those knives are meant to work. I know that he made all of the parts in his workshop. Sorry. So you know, if a person works, sometimes there is a slight imperfection here and there. I know up 0.00 millimeter of diversion of the thread, but it doesn't change anything on how the knives function, and it's fine by me. But it's something people need to consider if they're looking for a nice safe queen or something like that. I mean, everyone with his own choices, but I know that some people said that if you buy a $800 knife, you want it to be perfect and to be everything with no defects, or everything should be in place. But I think this is one of the Demko's magic, you know, that this guy made all of his knives handmade, really handmade. And sometimes when a person does something, you have a small defect here and there. And it's okay. It's okay. I do a lot of blade sharpening with water stones. I do it professionally, and sometimes, and I tell people that give me their knives, that sometimes maybe my hand, and it's not gonna be like a machine, okay? Sometimes my hand can slip or shake. It's never gonna be like a machine, and they need to know that. So Demko's knife, I might say, that is one of those items or knives that have this advantage of functionality and construction. The triad lock, with the overall design of the knife, gives this knife advantage on other knives in the market, folding knives. Okay, it's like when you open this knife, it's like you carry a BK2 in the pocket. Okay, it's a big knife for a folding knife, and the triad lock holds the blade very good, and we've seen it proven over and over again. Now, the production version of the 4 Max give this advantage to a lot of people like me, that I don't have. This is not my knife. This is a friend of mine, Ron. He have a lot of 4 Max, he have a lot of 80s, of Demko's 80s, and he collect them. So and he used them, some of them. But for me, I have enough money to buy the Cold Steel 4 Max, and I enjoy the functionality and the abilities and the option that this knife gives me in a cheaper version, because in function there isn't much of a difference between those two. Okay, this is what I want to say. Later on, earlier I made a bit of a carving test, and so you can see that, but really minor difference. Now you can ask from Andrew Demko to make a convex edge for you, and a convex edge have better advantage in carving into wood, so it will have a bit of advantage on the production series. And this one is a bit thicker, and you can ask it in 3V or CPM 154, and you can make your own modification on the custom version. Okay, so it's something you can't make on this version, and you can make it be a bit beefier and the liners are stronger. So in this extreme condition where you put the knife into the test, which most people won't have to do it, but so this one is better built. But we're talking about a bigger tank and a smaller tank. You understand what I'm saying? Those knives are both tanks, so this one is a bit tougher and stronger. It's okay, but you can get enough from the production series. I think the production series give a lot of people the opportunity to have one of the strongest knives in the market. It's a big knife, and I carry it sometimes, and it's not easy to carry in your jeans pockets or put it in a bag, but it has a lot of capabilities. It's a strong knife. It's like carry a fixed blade. The advantage of the Demko, as I said before, is your ability to customize it and get a bit stronger, tougher blade, but most people won't need it. You won't need it. So if we take the bottom line, while I compare this knife to this one, if you're a knife collector and you want to own a custom and someone that made all the parts handmade and worked hard into the knife, and it matters to you, and yes, it does matter to some people, and it matters to me also if someone makes something handmade, so you can get the custom knife. But if you test the functionality of the knife, it's really similar. The blade geometry is a bit different, okay, because the grind starts here, okay, in the upper, in the 75% of the blade, and in Demko you can make it start from the spine, so you have a better curve if you want to penetrate into material. Yes, it's advantage, and it's an advantage to get in the custom knife, but I think that this blade functions well. This product is a great product. This one is an excellent product, and you need to ask yourself, if you want to invest in to add a 10% to your knife, 10-20%, and add the money, that's great. But for $350-400 you get this knife. I think it's one of the strongest folders I ever had, if not the strongest. So if you test it in functionality, well, I think they're pretty similar, and that's all I wanted to say while I review those both knives, and that's it. Hope you enjoy, and in this part you'll see a bit of carving and stuff that I made with the knives. Thank you. Hello, knife people. So we're going to make a few tests to compare the Cold Steel 4max and Cold Steel and Andrew Demko's 4max. The sun made me confused. As a reference, I'm going to try some wood carving and penetrate into wood, etc. So for reference, I brought Skookum Bush Tools, which is a 3V carving monster made by Skookum Bush Tools. It can carve now. It's going to give us some reference how carving knife works and how those knife works. So let's start with a bit of I'll try to push cut into the wood. Let's try those things. Okay, everybody can see. All right, let's try. Okay, that's nice. Now, Cold Steel 4max. Let's try push cut it. Well, it's not as easy. Definitely not as easy. And the angle looks the same, right? Yes. Okay, let's try Andrew Demko's 4max. Sorry for that. Up. Wow. Okay. Seems about the same. And I pushed it a bit, so it helps, you know. All right, let's do some carving. Skookum Bush Tools. I must say, it's pretty easy. I'm just holding up in the air. I don't want it to hit the. Well, I'm just sliding it and it hit wood. The wood, by the way, is dried up pine. It was a bed. I tore it apart. So let's try the cold steel 4 max. Let's shave a bit wood. It seems easy, but I think it has it's very soft here. Try a different corner. Yeah, it was. Well, cold steel 4 max is much. I need to put a lot of effort, but it carves, right? But to get the result, not as easy as a specialty carve knife. But as I said, this one is a carving monster. This one not is a folding, heavy-duty folding knife. And I think for a folding knife, it does a damn good job. Now let's try the Demko 4 max. If I take the Demko and the cold steel 4 max, I put the same effort. Really, it's the same. And if I take specialty carving knife, it's much easier. So what can I understand from that? Both knives carve very good for a folding knife, and I'm not a person with a lot of experience in carving into or stuff like that, but I think he does a great job for a folder knife that's supposed to be good at all-rounder, okay? But I don't see much of a difference between those two. Let's try a bit of a gentle whittling or with the Demko 4 max. Hope you guys can see. Now this is a dry wood, so it's not bad. No? Let's try the 4 max. Cold steel 4 max. Do you guys see any difference? Because I don't. And for a reference, see how it comes clean. Well, it's a 3V Scandi grind. Very sharp. Well, let's make one last test. Call it gentle betoning with the 4 max and with the cold steel 4 max, and I keep confusing myself, and the Demko 4 max. Don't worry about the table. He will be alright. Now this is one thing I think the 4MAX will excel compared to the carving knife, because it's lack of the weight. Or not. Maybe. Well, this is it. Hope you enjoyed the show. Aww. Stick up to. Nope. Just. Yes. See, I made it. Bye.